We've got the October solicitations from DC and a few things on there. Let's go through them together. We'll see if this holds up. When I do Marvel, the my video recording software just gives up kind of midway through. It's like it can't take it. I get to the varying covers and it goes away. But there's some interesting things, some little Easter eggs in there. Let's go through it together and kind of see what DC has in store for us in October. Hey, everybody, this is Perch. We are looking at the DC solicitations here, and a couple things kind of come right out, but let's go right to it, and we're going to walk through it together and see what we can see. Now, obviously, the big thing that's going to hit here is Batman 100. James Tynion has been leading up to this. This is a conclusion to the Joker War. Nice that they time it, so it lands right there in issue 100. But we're talking about the Joker War coming to a city-shattering conclusion, a brutal, no-holds-barred duel. We get the first glimpse of the Ghostmaker, new villains coming out, and a pair of short stories. My belief here is that this is going, there's going to be some damage done because Batman's done this before. This isn't a bold prediction, but that Bruce is kind of injured, and that may be why Grifter comes in to kind of keep the peace a little bit. That seems like a good plan. But anyway, we're getting the nice Batman cover, and we get a new costume out of this. I think we can see here. There's Grifter. And some Grifter stuff coming up. This Batman 101, this is where Grifter actually officially hits. So this is the Wildstorm work, and a lot of people are speculating that more is coming in. But Grifter, now working for Lucius Fox, feels like this is a case where, a bold new direction for Batman. His circumstances are forever changed. He's poor. I think his money's been blown up. The city has been ravaged. He's got to go a little darker and grittier. So it all makes sense. Over in Detective Comics, we've got a nice Kenneth Rockford cover here with Batman. He draws a good Batman. But Peter Tomasi is kind of spinning out of the events of all this stuff with the Joker War. This is, again, they're teasing the Gotham City status quo, tinsel flooring, new mayor, and it is an anti-hero agenda. So really, I think what we can see from October and where we're going with Batman is less funding, less of his fancy James Bond toys, and we're getting more of this kind of, Batman stripped down to the basics is certainly where it feels like we're going, and we get some nice all covers here. So, Damian Wayne coming back into the picture, the Bat family kind of coming in and going. But it feels like we're getting a Batman kind of stripped down a little bit. Some of the solicitations kind of go for that. Over in Batgirl, we're ending the series with number 50. It is our final issue, series finale. So, again, kind of sad that it has to end with Joker War. That we do a crossover and then we end the series. I always feel bad about that. But where does Batgirl go? Is she going to have a relationship with Jason? What has to happen here? And so with Batgirl, and I think a lot of these titles, invariably, I think we're going to see them relaunched at the conclusion of the death metal, or at least they'll go somewhere. They're not just going to vanish. Over in Catwoman, hey, IKEA. We're getting a Selena Kyle's taking up residence in Alleytown, and kind of a new. Some people are shenanigans here, going on with what's going on. I think Catwoman needs some kind of momentum. It's a good title. There's some good stories in there, but it's lacking a reason to come back every month, other than it's just a good comic. I guess nothing wrong with that, but there's something missing in that title. Nightwing A75 gives us an interesting little clue here. So again, wake of the Joker War, Nightwing is back. Okay, no Rick. Not sure. Does he remember B? All right. With the help of Batman, Batgirl, his Teen Titan friends, and even Alfred, Nightwing must decide to himself. A lot of people are picking up on this, like Alfred's coming back from the dead. No, I suspect this is actually Dream Alfred will be helping him out. That's what this feels like. And the KGBV, so we get a little payback for him getting shot in the head and everything else. But hopefully we're getting to a nice, good, just straightforward status quo with Nightwing, where you can get some good adventures again. It's a title. It's again kind of like some of the others where things could happen, but it's missing it's been stuck in limbo with this Rick storyline that's just gone on for a very, very long time. And then brainwashed, and then brainwashed again, and So anyway, but unfortunately, I think this Alfred bit is a tease. Then we have Rorschach. This is Tom King's 12-issue series here. Promising a bunch of things. We've got Rorschach as an assassin, and he's not a hero. So what's going on? This comic is going to introduce some kind of detective character who's going to be looking into the assassination attempt and some of the other stuff. So I think it's going to be told from the point of view there. I expect some social commentary and angry political stuff, and why not? This will work for some. I asked a question. Some people are looking forward to this a lot. Some people are not. I will say it's likely to deliver what is being advertised. It's going to deliver kind of a gritty, political, nobody's the hero kind of story. And if you're into that, it'll give you what you want. In some cases, whether we like it or not, it's nice to just know up front if we're in or not. Harley Quinn. This is this nice kind of one shot by Sean Murphy and Katana Collins. Matteo Scalera. I really like Matteo Scalera, so I'm anxious to see what this ultimately looks like. I really like what they did with the Harley Quinn character in White Knight. I like the new dynamic. I like the kid. Just that there's a lot here that really evolves the character in a new and clever way and leans into her being smart, which in kind of the madcap, is she Deadpool or is she a genius, is always, it kind of goes back and forth. So I'm looking forward to this series quite a bit. This could be quite a bit of fun. American Vampire 76. I covered this in another video already. DC continues to say, this is kind of the end. Raphael Albuquerque Scott Snyder returns for 9 final issues in the closing chapter of American Vampire. But then Scott Snyder said that there was more to come. So I somewhere in between there is the truth. But it'll be nice to see Raphael Albuquerque back on a book. And this was always a fun title. Curious to see how they do it in the 70s. DC, The Doomed and the Damned. All right. What is this? This is The Creature. It's an October book. This is the standard kind of Halloween book. With some monsters, and they will fight some monsters. So all fine. These tend to be out of continuity in a lot of cases. Anything interesting here? Green Lantern, Etrigan, sure. Why not? Madame Xanadu, she always comes in to hang out and do some things, and she's got cards. Anyway, and then we got a Swamp Thing Halloween Spectacular, so some nice Swamp Thing Halloween action. And then we get Batman 3 Jokers. So this is the 3rd issue of what we look like. So this will be interesting. This book has been so long awaited, so it'll be nice to finally kind of get it off the shelf. Jason Fabok, Jeff Johns, kind of the final chapter. Reeling from their last encounter with the 3 Jokers, Batman, Batgirl, and Red Hood discover the terrible truth about the plot. All right. The stunning conclusion. Will this... the challenge you have here is this book is trying to find oxygen on the shelf with Joker War and with Death Metal, where you've got, Batman is Dr. Manhattan. Evil Batman is Dr. Manhattan, evil Batman. And we've got Joker War with Joker doing, changing the status quo of Gotham City forever. And then you've got this Jeff Johns 3 Joker story, which is going to try and find space. That's too much at one time. I think it's going to struggle to find its footing. Unfortunately, I think this title is the one that's going to suffer a little bit, but I think it will probably do good business collected in trade. But it's a shame after waiting so long that we've decided to go for so much Joker all at once, and with different views of the Joker. It'd be one thing if it was kind of the same Joker that was being portrayed, but this is kind of 3 different takes all simultaneously happening. So something's got to give in that. Speaking of which, hey, it's evil Dr. Manhattan Batman with a Watchmen button. Apparently, it's kind of all sad. Anyway, Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, trapped in the nightmare worlds within the dark multiverse, will need to face down their fiercest foes once again if they hope to accomplish their mission of being great power, capable of stalking the darkest night. Oh, that's right. Dr. Manhattan Batman is the darkest night. But what horrors he released on Earth while they've been locked away? This is Death Metal, and this book it's an event book. I mean, you can put it this way. I think it's over the top. It's hard to not say it's over the top. It's intended to be over the top. I like the subtle dig at Carnage here. Look, it's got this tongue, everything coming out. Looks like a symbiote. Everything will cross out. How much do you want to bet that some dumb news site is going to talk about a null, King in Black crossover with DC as a result of this? I just, somebody will do it. It's inevitable. Anyway, I think the thing I'll say for death metal is, if you do not like it, if you don't want this kind of crazy action, it is easy to avoid. DC is definitely sinking a lot of time and money and plans into all this, but it's easy to not pay attention if you dislike it, and that's nice. That hasn't always been the case with Marvel or DC, where the events just take over and this is what you got. And we get here's Rise of the New God. All right. This is Brian Hill. This is James Tynion, kind of Batman always wins, and this is a little bit more just about kind of how the Darkest Night scratches South America. He's ruining the Panama Canal right here. That's what's going on. And poor Florida. Just carve off that little bit. Miami's just going to float away. And then we get the Robin King book, which is another tie-in that was, Tomasi does pretty solid stories. So it'd be interesting to see what is this most sadistic soldier, the Robin King. All right. That's there. And then we get this Justice League tie-in. So this was the Weird Team, if you might recall. So this was Starfire, Cyborg, Nightwing, the Twisted Justice League. They're trying to get to Brimstone Bay to free the Legion of Doom. And the Mindhunter is in there. So there's some crazy stuff. That chimp, always around. But this is kind of the crazy Justice League off on a suicide mission in the world of death metal. And here we get another issue here with it as well, as the doom metal sets off to kind of their mission that's bound to fail. So we get some of that. It's nice to see these Liam Sharp covers, by the way. It's good stuff. Over in Deceased Dead Planet, looks like some shenanigans are going on here. Time is running out to unlock the anti-life cure, so we're getting some new gods and new Genesis. It's interesting to see some faces. There's Mary Marvel. That's always cool to see. So what will we get with all this as we bring in the new gods? Tom Taylor kind of expanding his series. I gotta think there's a third. This is 4 of 7, so we're at the halfway point. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out after this. Last God, Songs of Lost Children. It's been a solid series if you've been seeing it. If you haven't been paying attention, this is a good little Black Label book, kind of in its own little world, but Last God's been pretty damn solid. Tom King continues with Strange Adventures. This is the halfway point of 6 of 12. So we continue to go, Mr. Terrific is trying to dig into some past and what happened with Adam Strange, kind of the deconstruction of Adam Strange, which everybody was asking for. Here is Wonder Woman. So this is part of the Mariko Tamaki is now on the series. We got Wonder Woman, and this is Max Lord, I believe, and they're hanging out, and looks like something's going to slice them up. They're on the beach. They're having a drink. Okay. So they're, Wonder Woman and Max Lord are, missing weaponry from Lord Industries, and now they're in Miami. Fun of the Sun will have to wait, because if Diana, why wait? Oh no. So, hijinks as Max and Diana kind of hang out in the sun and look here. What? Yeah, she got a big hat. Okay. And then some more. That is the jet, and it's flying down a building. I wonder if they're still in Miami. There's not that many tall buildings in Miami. There are some. Anyway, no, they're the heart of supervillain occupied Zandia. See, I just needed to read. And there's turf war, and they're all right. And then 84. This is a pretty solid book. This is going to tie in. Got a bunch of different artists, writers. Lee Simonson, always awesome to see. And Brett Blevins on a book. I mean, you got to go for that. So anyway, this is meant to tie into the movie. Here's this very optimistic hope that Wonder Woman 84 will actually come out in October. That would be brilliant. I don't see it happening, but hey, anything can happen. Hope springs eternal. We get this Arkham Maniacs. So this is fun. Getting kind of a made for kids thing. The DC's made for kids stuff actually does appear made for kids. So you got to hand it to that. Hey, it's Superman. What's going on? Bendis, who says he's kind of in his third act, but looks like Smoke Monster is beating up the Super Family. So that sounds fun. Yeah, Superman's family versus everyone. In the blistering conclusion to House of Kent, huge choices are made to defend the great city of Metropolis, but all the chaos, a new owner of the Daily Planet is revealed. That's Jimmy Olsen. Oh my goodness. Jimmy Olsen was found to be related to Lex Luthor. So that's what's going on here. All right. Anyway. And then we're doing more with the Daily Planet, it looks like. So here's this kind of monster thing, and Superman's attacking him. The art's beautiful. I mean, John Romita Jr.'s hit and miss lately, and Ivan Rice, though, is very solid. Superman deals with the continuing fallout for the world knowing truth is Clark Kent. Oh my goodness, this has been going on for a very long time. A physical threat beyond anything he has ever faced before. Sinmar has traveled across the universe to destroy the Man of Steel. I mean, sure, why not? Let's see what he can do. Amethyst is, here's Amy Reeder. I'm surprised this title is still going, to be honest with you. But Princess Amethyst is wrestling with her dark legacy and the family secrets. And, you know, it's crystal privilege is what's going on with her. So we're going to be dealing with crystal privilege. Over in Aquaman, Kelly Sue DeConnick is still on the book. And she is kind of going into the new act. We might, wedding bells as Mira's nuptials ignite a war across 7 kingdoms. Arthur, Orm, Trench, Isabel, and more battle for the crown, the future for Atlantis. Feels like we've been battling for the crown and the future for Atlantis for a hell of a long time in Aquaman. I kind of want to see Aquaman kind of go out and just have some solid adventures. It's always like, it feels like they've got to get him in. They've got to have some palace intrigue and everything else. But it's stuffed to the gills. Because it's Aquaman, the gills. Characters in action. This all-out undersea brawl will leave readers gasping for air. My goodness, 2 puns in 1 sentence. That's some solicitation right there. Batman Beyond. Looks like Booster Gold and Batman at Batman Beyond. That's good stuff. Okay. Batman lashes out in anger and tries to kill Batman Beyond. Well, maybe it's not the right Batman. There's a lot of Batman running around. Okay, so Booster Gold. The Batman's Grave. This is a pretty solid series, by the way. If you haven't been reading it, Warren Ellis and Brian Hitch putting in some really good work. It is Batman kind of being a detective and gritty. It's telling a solid little story. I mean, here, I granted we've got a guy in a suit tossing him off a building, but it's more of a gritty detective story overall. It's kind of a shame that this whole allegations against Warren Ellis couldn't have just waited like 4 months. Just get through this one. Because now they're starting to kind of deprioritize it, and I imagine more will it'll kind of continue to be swept under the rug. But it's a really solid Batman story, actually. If you're missing it, Batman Superman, Josh Williamson. What's going on? The Dark Knight and Man of Steel wake up on a skull-shaped planetoid filled with cybernetic versions of their rogues' galleries. What's Brainiac up to? So we're fighting robot villains here, which always goes well. I wonder if robot Poison Ivy is in a relationship with robot Harley Quinn. Are they brave enough to do that? I don't know. Anyway, Batman and the Outsiders. This is more sad news. This title is coming to an end. So the war with Ra's al Ghul reaches its end. Brian Hill made the comment that there would be another season or there would be another volume. He said the same thing about Fallen Angels. I hope that both happen. I don't see a new Fallen Angels book coming anytime soon or ever. But I do hope his Batman and the Outsiders was solid reading, 17 issues. But this is a good book. I think it did a lot for some of the characters that often get overlooked. Honestly, more got done with Signal than was done in the Batman book. For all the talk about creating this new character, I mean, Signal actually had an arc in this thing. It was good stuff. Batman and the Adventures Outsiders and the Adventures continue. Sure, good stuff. Paul Dini still putting it in. Ty Templeton and Batman Adventures. Sandman the Dreaming, Waking Hours. So this whole series, the Sandman stuff. It feels like they were excited about it, and then now it's kind of just floating down the river. Very very little promotion, very little going on. G. Willow Wilson writing for DC, but very little. Attention being done with those. They're still trying to capture that lightning in a bottle that Neil Gaiman had back in the 90s for the Sandman universe, and it's just not really happening. But probably a solid story. Just flying into Far Sector number 8. Great. The Flash The Flash is promising a last page cliffhanger no reader will see coming. Don't skip to the end. This is the first issue of Kevin Shinick, and Clayton Henry doing the Flash. This is going to be a new writer for we had Williamson on for a very long time, so we finally got a new creative team on the Flash, and a cliffhanger nobody will see coming. Don't spoil it for friends. Don't skip to the end. I'm guessing, I'm going to say that the trickster, somebody gets Flash's ring and some of the powers, and one of the villains runs around as a Flash. That's my guess. Anyway, in the next issue, following up from We Couldn't See It Coming, Dr. Alchemy has found time and knowledge to beat Flash once and for all. Barry Allen must confront one of Flash's most dangerous foes before the good doctor becomes a god. Well, probably not then, because my prediction is wrong. Proven wrong in one solicitation. There you go. Green Lantern Season 2, I think, it's going to 12 issues. Grant Morrison, before he makes his way to the hollowed halls of NBC Universal and Boom, is kind of wrapping his arc up with Liam Sharp, War with the Antimatter World. This is picking up from the first series. I don't know how this stuff's going to read. I think Liam Sharp is putting in an amazing effort here. This series, though, in general, with writing has been kind of all over the place, and I don't know. I don't think it ages well. I just can't picture this being kind of the same. People looking at it with fond memories like they did Morrison's Batman run or some of the other things he's done. But yeah, I could be wrong. Hawkman Venditti continues. This book is wrapping up at some point in the near future. But Hawkman, the cycle is finally broken. Hawkman finds himself fearful. Every fight could be his last. This is going to be an interesting dynamic for Hawkman. This continues to be a really good book if you haven't paid attention to it. Here's Hellblazer. Simon Spear still putting in the effort, still going. Justice League Dark. Looks like we're finally getting to the Upside Down Man, who's been kind of haunting this book for 20 issues now plus. So the Upside Down Man rules without equal. All odds stocked in his favor. What will happen? This issue features a battle so costly the team roster will forever be changed. So some of these people are going away. Probably the monkey. I'm going with the monkey. Justice League Odyssey is another book that's coming to an end. So finally, this, Jessica Cruz, who's got a lot of character growth in this book, a lot more than other writers are giving her. So it's been pretty solid, to be honest. It's had kind of different things, but it's nice to see them put effort into a character and actually give them some momentum and arc, as opposed to just say, hey, here's a cool character. They're on the Justice League now. Love them. Dan Abnett has done a good job really fleshing out this character. Not so much for Cyborg. He has not benefited from this, or Starfire, but Jessica Cruz and Orion as well has been really helped by this book. In Legion of Superheroes, it's Kissy Face time. All right. So Rongol Zar again? Rongol Zar? Jesus. Okay, so Jonathan Kent is going to fight this villain nobody gave a crap about when he showed up in Superman at the beginning. Who's dating whom? Maybe these two. I mean, all right. Mad horror comic. Yep. Metal Men. Hey, it's Dan Didio. Still got credit in the company. So this Metal Men's going on. It's a throwback. One more issue. Man, the DC in December is going to look a lot different. A lot of how will have moved on by that point. Red Hood Outlaw number 50. Speaking of which, Scott Lobdell's final issue, and I think this issue ends. They don't say it's a final issue, but he's leaving at any rate. So it's unclear if it's continuing. Don't miss the end of the Outlaw era. Oh, Joker's daughter. Okay. We're going back. We're getting back to that storyline. So that's some good stuff. Lobdell, for all the rest, has put in some love into this book. You love it or you like it or you hate it, but he has put in the work into this book. It's been a long, long run. There's Scooby-Doo doing some stuff. Velma's Gaia here. Suicide Squad. Oh, it's Blue Beetle. Nice to see Travis Moore kind of doing a Kevin McGuire kind of look with Blue Beetle here. But Suicide Squad's into some shenanigans here. Ted Cord. What will they do? They use the Puppet Master. All right. Teen Titans. The title's still going. Damian Wayne, renouncing his role as Robin, leaving Teen Titans behind. John Kent returns to the future, asks some tough questions. When Superboy asks questions, he demands answers. Can't really picture that as Superboy's personality. Young Justice. Wonder Girl calls Young Justice together to help her family problem. Greek gods. Yeah, this could be okay. Sure, Greek god storylines are always fun. Why not? Hey, this is awesome. Wonder Woman #1, the George Perez, Greg Potter. This is a great comic. People were talking about Wonder Woman. When was she great? Right here. Like right here. This was a great comic. Hey, Daphne Byrne, the comic that carried us through during the shutdown. Anyway, we got a bunch of hardcovers here. Plunge is a pretty solid series. The Joe Hill stuff is interesting. If you haven't been checking that out, there's some good comics in there. And then we got a bunch of other hardcovers and the 3 Jokers hardcover in November. So anyway, that's what we got. So a lot going on with DC right now. We're definitely in the death metal world, and we're just kind of seeing what's going to come out the other end of it. A lot of things getting cleaned up and put on the shelf, and we'll see kind of what the world looks like as the new era begins in January, February. So lot there. Anyway, hope you enjoyed looking through this. Hope my computer kept with me. But what do you think? Any of these things you're really excited about, you want, you don't want? Like, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below, probably in the other order. Or yeah, why not? Get the like out of the way, then let me know your comments. Whatever you prefer. Follow me on Twitter or Facebook at Comic Perch, and thanks for listening.